The real, true cost of starting an online business. Do you have $371,110 to open up a franchise? Well, how about $80,000 to invest in your own restaurant? So you want to open your own shop. Once upon a time, I thought it would be fun to open a restaurant. After all, the franchise model is popular, and it's a proven way to start your own business. However, after flipping burgers at Sonic for a few years and having responsibility for that grease bucket, I decided the food industry wasn't for me. Though I have nothing against restaurants, fast food, or franchises, the costs associated with those types of businesses aren't appealing to me. According to the Jamba Juice website, a new franchise owner must be ready to spend a couple $100,000 to open up a new store on top of franchise fees. To open a Firehouse Subs, which is one of my favorites, in addition to your love and devotion to sandwiches, you have to have a minimum of $80,000 to invest. Okay, so you no longer want to open your own shop. If managing rent, warehouses, supply chains, utilities, and overhead don't sound appealing to you, maybe an online business is more of your style. Before I purchased my first domain, I had no idea how much anything would cost. And the more people I talk to, the more people I find who are in the exact same boat. We just don't know the cost of starting an online business. To help demystify these costs and clarify what's needed, I've put together a list of the absolute essentials. Yes, some of these links are affiliate links, but remember, I only provide links to the services that I use and recommend myself. My family members use these services. I'm not going to steer you wrong. And these links won't cost you anything extra, so dive right in. Here's what you need. Starting an online business is similar to starting any other business with a physical location or a storefront. You need a name, a place where visitors can browse your products and a way to accept payment. Almost everything else just adds to the ambiance and the personality of your business. Things like window dressings, a smiling hostess, and a knowledgeable staff all help people feel safe about buying from you. Their online equivalents, landing pages, appealing designs, and a blog, they all achieve the same goal of helping people know, like, and trust your business and brand. By the way, every business needs a blog. Head over to the show notes and I'll show you why. So how much money will you actually need? If you signed up for every service that we're going to go through in the next couple of minutes, you could start an online business for $1,344.38 and have most of your costs covered for the first several years. How does that break down? Hosting's $125, domain $10, landing pages $97, email marketing $92, a premium WordPress theme $100, legal work around $800, a post office box $120. The grand total $1,344.38. So for less than $1,400, you can start a legal, legitimate, open and honest online business. You can sell your products and own your business from the front door to the back of the warehouse and not have to pay anyone royalties, fees, or any other startup costs other than maintenance for years. Will it be easy? Hell no. Will it be the ride of a lifetime? Abso-freaking-lutely. So how does this $1,345 break down? Let's take a look. So here are the details. When I started my online business, I bootstrapped as much as possible. You're more than able to do the exact same thing yourself, but you'll eventually get to the products and services that I've listed below. Trust me, I tried. I've spent as little as possible on my business in the beginning until my client Larry called me up and told me I was running my business with a flat tire and I should fix it. I won't go into all of the free versions here because this is about starting a high quality, professional looking online business the right way, not just the fun way that looks like you built it in your mom's basement. Here's what you'll need. And before we go any further, I've cut out some of the numbers for this audio blog just so it's not numbers intensive. If you want the numbers, how to break it down, how it all works out, and you want to see examples and get links to everything, go to ElleryWells.com/real cost. No dash, just REALCOST. The first thing is hosting. Regardless of what type of online business you want to start, you will need hosting. Think of hosting as the place where you keep all of your stuff. Blog posts, web pages, pictures, files, PDFs, etc. That's where all of those things are stored. I used the $3.99 a month plan with Bluehost for several years before I decided to upgrade to one of their cloud business accounts. Now I pay about $16 a month. Other popular options are things like HostGator, DreamHost, GoDaddy, WP Engine, things like that. As a side note, to get the $349 price, you must sign up for 3 years in advance through my link, ellerywells.com/Bluehost, and that comes to the $125.64. If you don't want to commit, you can pay a little bit more a month and get a shorter duration, 1 year, 2 year, whatever. The next thing that you'll need is a domain. You can get domains, by the way, for sometimes as low as 99 cents. I have done that once. But you will need a domain. Think of your domain like your physical address. Instead of sending a potential customer or a client to 123 Main Street, you can send them to your web address, aka URL, aka domain. I buy all of my domains from GoDaddy. They always have coupons and they seem as simple and straightforward as any other domain registrar to use, navigate, and work with. After buying a new domain, I forwarded it over to my hosting account with Bluehost. Another popular option to look into is Google's new domain registration service. It looks pretty cool. That includes domain privacy, which is very nice. While buying a new domain is cheap, sometimes as low as 99 cents like I mentioned, typically renewals are about $15 per year. Side note number 1, you do not have to buy your domain through Google to use Google apps like Google Docs, Gmail, Calendar, those kinds of things. Note number 2, you get a free domain when you sign up for a new hosting account with Bluehost at ellerywells.com/Bluehost. Might be something that you would want to look into. The next thing you'll need are landing pages. $97 every few years, just so that you get the new version of the software. Think about the cost of a professional landing page like the cost of hiring a professional artist to design all of the signs for your store. That slender and sexy model on the poster who's wearing those sexy new jeans, yeah, that's like a landing page for your online business. Landing pages draw visitors in, show you the features and benefits of working with you or buying your products in your business, and they bring your visitor to the logical decision of making a purchase. Quality sales and landing pages were an area of weakness for me until my client Larry, who I mentioned before, told me that I needed a change, and I finally bit the bullet and spent the whopping $97 for OptimizePress. Yeah, I should have bought OptimizePress earlier, but I didn't know how much business I was losing by having ugly landing pages. In full disclosure, I purchased the 10 license pack for $200, $197, but you can get 3 licenses, 1 per WordPress install for $97. Super cheap. Other popular options are lead pages and ClickFunnels, both of which are significantly more expensive but offer a slightly different solution. OptimizePress is a software plugin you download and install on your site, while there are other 2 are hosted solutions. I included the every 3 years caveat because I'm sure a new version is released every few years and you'll want to upgrade. I know I will be upgrading the next time they come out just to keep with new technology. Side note to that, OptimizePress also comes with OptimizeMember included. I use OptimizeMember to power and manage my entire membership site, and you should join that. Go to members.ellerywells.com. The next thing that you'll need is an email service provider. And I did a thorough review of the top 10 email marketing services on my website. If you go to, again, ellerywells.com/real cost, you can see this in its entirety and all of the links. So I'm not going to go into the details now. But if you want a professional service after about 6 months of intense testing, I use and recommend ActiveCampaign. I think you should use it too. It's $9 a month, or you can get it for $92 a year. It's not very expensive. If you want to know why email is so important to your business, whether it's online or in a physical store, I encourage you to check out my podcast episode with Ben Kruger. And the link to stream that and check that out, again, is at ellerywells.com/real cost. Essentially, you need a way to communicate directly with your clients and customers to provide them with updates, events, coupons, new service offerings, those kinds of things, and social media just doesn't cut it. Other popular options include MailChimp and Benchmark, both of which are free, and GetResponse, which is about $15 a month. There are others, but I've tested each of these and I have used them personally. And to see email service alternatives scored and reviewed and compared against one another, again, the link to that is at ellerywells.com/realcost. If you purchase a year of ActiveCampaign, you can reduce the price to under $8 a month with a link that I provided on the page. And I included the yearly price of about $92 into my startup calculation. You'll also need a premium WordPress themes. Can you use free? Absolutely. Would I recommend it? Not if you're wanting to start a professional looking online business. When I started my online business, I used a free theme. Think of your theme as the street appeal of your store. If it looks dark and uninviting, the lights aren't on, nobody's home, no one's going to walk in the door. Premium WordPress themes like those from StudioPress, who I use, will not only look better to visitors, but they will load faster and perform better. I've tested this, and I saw speed increases of up to 30% over the free theme I was using before. StudioPress themes are mobile responsive, and the newer ones are even coded in the latest HTML5, which is good for your online business. Another popular option for premium themes, which I have not used, but I admire their look, is ThemeForest. A word of caution: when you are shopping premium themes, be aware of the ones that are heavily integrated with shortcodes or use shortcodes to design your entire page or post. Those themes, it's almost impossible to switch away from those themes, because if you go down that road as shortcodes, those shortcodes will not work for existing posts and pages that you've created. They will not work if you switch to a different theme. It's a different architecture. And StudioPress themes do not rely on shortcodes. Note, I used the price of $9.95 for a single premium theme from StudioPress in my budget calculation. I added the every 5 years caveat because styles and tastes change over time, and in the last 4 years, I've changed my theme 4 or 5 times. So just keep that in mind. The next thing that you're going to need is you're going to want to form a legal business. You're going to want to be registered with the state or the government where you live or work, or where you want to set up your business. And depending on the state or country in which you live and the type of legal business you decide to form, the costs will change. I decided the legal protection and advantages of an LLC fit my business the best, and I talk about the differences and advantages of an LLC versus a corporation with my friend and fellow entrepreneur Jessica Rhodes on the Empowered Podcast, and you can find that episode. Again, if you go to ellerywells.com/realcost, you can find that episode to stream at the bottom of that page. Texas charges $300 to file the LLC paperwork with the state. $300 goes directly to them, and approximately $60 a year for a franchise tax. Now, if you're doing more than $1 million in business a year, you will pay more than that, but my business doesn't, so I don't have to pay more than $60. Other states may charge more, others less. If you go to an attorney or legal zone, plan for an additional $300 to $700 for their expertise and their effort to get everything taken care of. If you are in Texas, please consider checking out my friends at the Cook and Gore Law Firm in Dallas. I went to school with those guys. They're great. They will treat you right, and they're good men. If you reach out to David and Andrew, tell them I said hello. The next thing that you're going to need is a P.O. box, a post office box. Part of the joy of starting an online business is that you don't have to pay for a physical location. The downside or upside of that, depending on your perspective, is your office is your home. If you don't want the world to know where you live, you should get a P.O. box. When I registered my domain, I didn't want everyone knowing my address. As a workaround, I purchased a post office box from my local office, and I used that address for my domain registration. You can update it at any time, but I decided to get mine first. Depending on your zip code, P.O. boxes can range in price, so be sure you shop around. The cheaper box might only be a mile further or in the opposite direction. And you can shop at the UPS store or something similar, but I have found the UPS store or the brown box stores or those kinds of things, I have found their boxes to be almost double, if not triple, in price. If you go to ElleryWells.com/real cost, I have a link to a UPS.com tool where you can search for a post office box near you. The last thing that you're going to need is a payment processor. You have to be able to accept payment, take payment for your products and services. That's the cool part. This one is a wild card, but the good news is you only pay if you're bringing in money. I've listed the cost and fees for some of the most popular payment processes below, or coming up here in a second, but the fees aren't all that important. Listen, what is important is that you get started, that you get your product ready to go, and you ship it. Don't waste precious time and lose momentum in your business because you're debating fractions of a penny. Services and fees, you've got PayPal, Square, and Stripe. As of December 2015, they are all identical when you do online business. They charge 2.9% of the overall total plus 30 cents. That could fluctuate at any time, and they probably will. So here are my final thoughts. It doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg to start an online business. You don't have to take out a second mortgage or go into debt. Yes, you could start an online business for less than the $1344.38 that we have outlined here. And yes, you could also spend more. However, if you've been waiting to start selling your jewelry, your cards, your training material, or your book online, hopefully now you know it might not cost as much as you had originally thought. This was the real cost of starting an online business. Thank you for listening to the ElleryWells.com audio blog. And as a quick side note, make sure you go to ElleryWells.com/show so you can stay tuned to my new podcast releasing soon called The Ellery Wells Show. If you like this type of content, make sure you go to ElleryWells.com/awesome. I'll send you a free gift, some free resources, and you can stay tuned to everything that's going on inside the community that is purpose-built to equip and empower entrepreneurs. I'll see you there.